I want to start our conversation with the assurance that neither strength of mind nor weakness of mind has anything to do with the grace of discovery of the truth of who you are. That there are no conditions that are contingent on that. It's beyond our understanding of mind. It profoundly affects our mind, but a moment of grace, a glimpse of the truth, is not something that can be earned by strength training of the mind, and it's not something that's denied to the weak of mind. The point of developing or being disciplined enough in the mind to develop a strength of mind is so that when there is betrayal by the mind of its own source, it's the truth of itself, that betrayal can be recognized. In a weak mind, there's no recognizing the betrayal. Just all of a sudden there's a sense of suffering, or there's a loss of the freshness and the surprise of the truth of oneself. A strong mind is capable and disciplined enough to recognize suffering, to overhear one's own story of suffering, and to really inquire, what do I want? In that inquiry, to be willing to lose everything, to be willing to have nothing, so that the truth can once again be recognized as the truth of oneself was always here. So it's of great value. We are in bodies. It's very valuable to have a strong body. We have minds. It's extremely valuable to have a strong mind. We live on our planet. It's worth working for, to have a clean and well-functioning planet, but none of that has anything to do with the truth of yourself. It's a way of worshiping the truth of yourself. It's a way of staying true to the truth of yourself. The truth of yourself doesn't come and go. Mind activity does come and go. When we are willing to be aware of that coming and going, then we can also be aware of choice. And that's where strength building comes in. But really maybe strength building is not the correct term. It's more of a strength and flexibility. The strong, flexible mind is in support of the truth that is deeper than mind. There are many ways that we develop strong minds, and part of education is developing a strong mind. Just learning the alphabet, learning to read, learning basic arithmetic is a way of harnessing the mind into concentration and focus. And so that it's part of our human experience that we recognize that we have a better life when we have a mind that is not wild and untamed and weak. In our spiritual realm, of course, meditation is the way that we develop mind in general, whether that's concentration on a mantra, on a prayer, on a visualization, on a state, on an idea, on a belief. And often, what I saw when people would come to see Papaji, because at first when I was there, the Buddhist meditators were coming to see Papaji, the Vipassana meditators in particular, and they had very strong minds. They could sit for hours in meditation without moving, without flinching, without hardly breathing. And yet they didn't get it any quicker than anyone else. And they lost it, if they did get it, just as quickly as everyone else. And I realized then that very strong concentration could often build in an imbalance. Just as bodybuilders in a gym, you can see them, they can be totally bulked up, their neck muscles, their arm muscles, their shoulders, and so bulked up that they are inflexible. They really can't move with ease. So in considering this issue of the strong mind, let's always include the flexible mind and recognize when any practice we have is developing one aspect of mind at the expense of the other aspects. Because a strong mind, a truly strong mind, which is flexible, is able to open, is able to surrender, is able to simply be still, as well as able to recognize when there's closing and not opening, when there's suffering, when there's some story that's being followed. The tides of conditioning are huge, great experiences of power. But the strong and flexible mind has a capacity to be aware of that wave of conditioning without fighting it, without denying it, and without indulging it, which brings us back to the main theme of this conversation in support of the grace that has already claimed you, which is in the movement of mind. Is there strength and flexibility to come back to stillness, to not indulge the conditioning, the triggers, the habits, to not deny them, and to not fight them, to simply be still. And in that, the very powerful waves of conditioning come to shore and wash back out. And you are true then, in your mind, in your life, in this lifetime, to what has called you, what is the truth of yourself.